Hello, and welcome to episode 394 of Prog Review. And today, if you haven't read the title or the description, I'm talking about A Salty Dog by Procol Harum, not to be confused by Boko Harum, the militant Islamic operation out of Africa. Anyway, I must declare an interest. Both this and the next one as were procured via Esoteric Records via Matthew Shearn, who makes me write articles for him, and I get CDs. It works. A bit like being a prostitute, really. I get paid in CDs, but via Esoteric Records. Hello, Esoteric Records. Well, Vicky, Mark, there you go. Hey. But anyway, Procol Harum. Good old South End boys, aren't they? Yeah. They're a band that have never really been on my radar because of the hit. You see, they had the hit. You know the hit. We don't need to talk about the hit, do we? But I'm not. I see these iconic album sleeves, and I go, "Oh, Procol Harum," and I think of the hit. So when Matthew gave me the chance to review these, I thought, yeah, expand my musical education, because despite what you might think, there are albums I haven't heard, and I know you often say to me, "Have you heard X, Y, Z by Bertie Crumpet or whatever?" I go, "No, I've not." Oh, and that's the telephone. I shall be back presently. Yeah, sorry about that. That was the missus just telling me she's coming back and bringing the kids with her. Oh well. I've forgotten where I was. Yeah, it wasn't. They're not a band that I'm familiar with, so it was interesting to hear. Again, it's always interesting to hear a band you've not heard and an album you've not heard for the first time. Again, the reputation of A Salty Dog, for that is what we was talking about, kind of precedes it, because I knew it was kind of a classic album. My fear was it was going to be too skewed towards blues rock, which I have a complete aversion for, so it was interesting to give it a listen to. The opening track is I thought it was absolutely brilliant. The title track was really good. The first three tracks, actually, I really got behind. I thought they were very, very interesting. Multi-layered, interesting lyrics. Of course, Brooker's vocals, he's pulled them back a bit. They're not as he's not belting it out, so a bit more subdued. And I heard a little touch of the old Gabriels in there. I'm sure I did. So it was interesting to hear. It's only when we got to The Devil Came from Kansas that I started to drift away. 'Cause it's all right, but like I said, it's a bit skewed towards that bluesy area that I'm not a big fan of. Boredom again, very pleasant. And then we get to Juicy John Pink, which again is like an absolute all-out blues rock, which is like, I'm out. And then we get Wreck of the Hesperus. I need want to say asparagus for some reason, and then the theme picks up, because you've got this nautical theme that starts with the salty dog, not the salty dog, a salty dog even, and it's kind of picked up with Wreck of the Hesperus and taken into all this and more. And so there's your kind of your underlying concept. But the problem I had with the album, and the problem I had with the band, is that they're everywhere. There is so varied. The songs varied, and lots of different styles covered. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Crucifixion Lane, nah, all right, but the final track, Pilgrim's Progress, I thought was a good one to end on. you do get a bonus track on this called Long Gone Geek, and it was the single. And again, it is a bit of a rocker. It's a bit of a bluesy rock out, but I kind of I'm guilty of enjoying it. It was good fun in that respect. What I liked about it is it's very it's multi-layered. A lot of the songs have got some very interesting arrangements, use of percussion, tune percussion, and that. And I found it very, very, very interesting. The production, I mean, for when was this put out? 69. Thought the production was very good. I thought the lyrics were interesting, engaging, and Brooker's voice is the reason you show up. Am I won over? Am I a fan? Yeah, I thought this album was it's definitely one that everyone should check out, because again, I was hearing there were bits in it I was thinking, other people have used this. Have used this as a touchstone and been inspired by it. So yeah, I thought, I think it's very worth you checking it out, because therein lies the rub. It's a classic album. It is a classic album. But it is unfocused. That's the problem with it. It just did seem to be unfocused. I mean, I know it's supposed to have a nautical theme to it, because you got this riff on the old players' cigarettes box, but it didn't come over in a lot of the songs. Some of them they did, like I said, in the Wreck of the Hesperus and all this and more. The lyrics kind of pick up that theme, but it is a bit all over the shop. Is it prog? I don't know. I don't think it is. I don't think it is prog. I mean, it's very good. It's good. I don't know. It's good classic rock. But I wouldn't say it's. Excuse me. I wouldn't say it's. I wouldn't say it's progressive in the sense that we know it. There's the roots. I can see where those that have gone on to do progressive rock have been inspired by Procol Harum, but I wouldn't say that there's anything new or I wouldn't say there's anything new. They're not pushing the envelope. They're operating within boundaries, within the boundaries of the genres they're riffing upon. Again, the only thing that is proggy about it is probably the lyrics. That's the rich seam. Is the lyrics. I mean, musically, they're very strong, of course, but I personally did enjoy the wordage. Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely. I do insist that you check it out. Do check it out. Yeah. In terms of rating, I'm going to give this. It's a shame because you got the Long Gone Geek bonus track just kind of stuck on the end, and for me it kind of ruins the flow, because the Pilgrim's Progress track brings it all nicely to an end, and then you've got this thing. It's a shame that it wasn't a 2 CD-er, but then putting one track on one CD on its own CD seems like overkill. But you get me gist. Maybe there should have been a gap of 5 minutes of silence at the end of Pilgrim's Progress just to distance Long Gone Geek from it. I can't talk about the remastering because I've not heard any other versions. It sounds remarkably fresh and crisp, and so I haven't got any complaints there. They've rejiggered all the artwork and that, and there's some nice pictures of the band inside. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely one to give a spin. In terms of rating, I'm going to give this 4 salty dogs, obviously. 4 salty dogs out of 5. Its lack of focus and its reliance on the bluesy rock is the reason it's lost a star. But you should definitely give it a go. Okay, good. My name's Darren Lock. I've been talking about Procol Harum's A Shorty Dog from 1969, June 1969. God, that's a long time ago, wasn't it? But there you go. Thanks for watching. There's only one more thing to say. You know. You should bloody know. That's Prog on.